let's talk about some specific examples to help you envision your own plan that works for you and your specific schedule and circumstances. So I'm going to start with nutrition. This is probably the biggest request that we get, right? Creating a meal plan for people. But if you spend a little bit of time creating your own, I can almost guarantee you that you'll stick to it better long term than if someone else creates it for you. And it's not as hard as it seems, I promise. So first, what I want you to do is look at your schedule. So what meals do you actually want to have planned out? How many is realistic to plan, let's say, each week? Maybe you just focus on your lunches at work first. Maybe you just do suppers, or maybe it's just weekend meals. Whatever your goal is, just make sure you know what the plan is going into it. I always recommend starting small and working from there, of course, but you do what you feel is the best for your situation. If you feel like you can plan everything, go for it. And again, you can always back off on that too. So do what you think works for you. After that step is to do some recipe hunting. This is the fun part, right? Think about the foods and ingredients that you like, what makes sense for the time of year, what the people in your household like. Now, I know that can get a little dicey, right? But do the best that you can, and find some meals that maybe you can, for your kids, for example. What I'll do is I'll have a meal that I know they like, and then I'll have enough for leftovers the next night, but I'll make a different one for myself and my husband for that night, so we can all semi be happy. Again, I know it's not perfect, but we do what we can. Now, again, the goal here is to have healthier options in that meal plan, right? So just keep that in mind. I'm just going to throw that out there. But the great thing is you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. There are literally millions of sites to help you out and billions of recipes out there waiting for you to try them. We have some meal planning and recipe sites and links on our own Pinterest page to get you started. I threw that link up here, and we'll add that to the blog post as well, so you can actually click on it. But so many of the sites out there already have organized the foods and meals for you too, and you can just do a simple search of what you like. You can search by dietary restriction, right? You can search by preferences of different foods, by main food ingredients like chicken, beans, beef, whatever you have. You can search by ways to cook, slow cooker, one pan meals, Instant Pot, things like that. You can search by number of ingredients. It's actually incredible how helpful people out there are, because they've done all of the hard work for you. You just have to pick and choose which ones you want to do. And on that note, don't forget to ask your friends, your family, your coworkers for recipes they've actually tried. And again, throw some good sites out that you all use for recipes in the chat too. Get those ideas flowing. That's what it's about. Sharing ideas, finding what works for you, taking pieces from all different places to create your own meal plan. So gather some recipes. Think about how you want to organize them so you have an easy way to access the ones you like and want to try as well. Pinterest is great for this, and I'm sure there are many others that do it well as well. Next step is to make that grocery list. Figure out the recipes you're going to make, get organized, get ready to go to the store. Having a grocery list is super helpful when you're looking to stick to healthy options and not get sidetracked by just wandering around, right? Think about sales and reusing main ingredients that you can just buy in bulk when you're planning your week too, if you're looking at that budget. A lot of times you can order online and it's ready for you, so you don't have to worry about, again, those temptations and different things like that. So just little things to think about when you're going to the store. And honestly, that's really all there is to it. Little bit of organizing to begin with, but that will get easier and easier the more you do it. And then you can build up your recipes as you go. So you'll have a ton of options to keep things fresh and not boring, which is a big reason that specific diet plans fail, right? People get bored or they get sick of the same foods every week, or they don't have access to something at some point. This way you can be flexible and have different routes to go if needed. You can also look into meal prepping or freezer meals to plan even farther ahead too. So lots of different ways that you can create that plan for yourself. Again, a little bit of work at the beginning, right? But it's worth it because then it gets easier and you can just plug different recipes in and find what works best for you. One last point to make here before we move on. I mentioned in the beginning that I know some of you have tried specific meal plans and diets and they've worked for you, which, like I said, is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with doing what works for you at that moment. But again, just know that if you do try something and you decide it's not for you or it stops working for you for whatever reason, you can still use some of the principles of the things that you've tried. You don't have to give everything up. Nutrition is not an all or nothing thing, which can be hard for some people to get past. I totally understand that. But you don't need to be perfect to be healthier when it comes to eating. So for example, the Mediterranean diet is extremely healthy and has lots of healthy components. Lots of research-based things have shown that it's one of the healthiest diets out there, but it's not realistic for a lot of people to do 100% of the time. So if people are just, I think people think, no, well, I'll try something else. But no, you can take components from that. You can take recipes. You can do a search for the Mediterranean diet recipes, pick and choose ones that you will realistically eat, plug them into your plan, and then take something from another diet or, another thing that you've seen that you want to try and go from there. Looking up recipes is something that will always be there, right? Find some small things to change each week, each month, whatever you want to do, and just build from there. So set that SMART goal and get to it. Again, progress over perfection. You do not need to be perfect when it comes to eating in any areas of your health.